This mutation is called Temple of Pain, and it is being played on Temple of the Past. And my, will there be some pain. We have Avenger, Barrier, and Mineral Shields. So these mutators, I think Mineral Shields can be addressed with a reasonable amount of map awareness and just setting up some static defenses near your mineral fields. If you're paying attention to the minimap, you can target your static defense onto these mineral fields, onto these mineral shields, and then clear them. Then we have the Barrier and the Avenger mix of mutators, which Barrier is not too much of a problem if you are able to one-shot the enemy units, but Avenger means that eventually the Barrier will definitely proc on the enemy units, because you're not going to be able to one-shot them after a certain number of units have been killed in an attack wave, and I think that is what is going to make it a little bit difficult. And having an Avenger unit with a Barrier seems not like a very pleasant way to experience this this mode, because Avenger units are pretty scary actually, especially when you get like 10 stack Avenger hybrids, but we will see what happens there. So Abathur has already put down some toxic nests in on the front of these rocks, and this will be there to deal with the initial attack wave of this mission. Over here, Swann has already taken his expansion. He's built a command center next to his rocks over here, so he hasn't actually used his blaster billies to clear his expansion. Okay, there we go. There comes the blaster billy now, and that is the first mineral shield that has spawned over here. So as you can see, Abathur doesn't really have any way of dealing with these mineral shields, so it is stifling his economy just a little bit. Notice that he has not really reached full saturation yet, so that one mineral shield is relatively inconsequential to the attack wave, and this one as well is it's pretty much irrelevant. So production-wise, we have one spine crawler coming up for Abathur. Okay, there we go. So that is the... I kind of missed that attack wave. The attack wave just ended up dying to these toxic nests. But that is the spine crawler that will be there to just deal with the mineral shields every single time those things roll around. The blaster billy is clearing up this this rock over here. One thing that might have been maybe a little bit better is if this blaster billy was put a little bit back here. So not only could it be used to clear these rocks, but it can then later on be used to clear the mineral shields. But that is irrelevant. It's just a little bit inefficient, because Swann will have to resalvage and rebuild it if he wants to use static defense to clear the mineral shields that spawn occasionally on his mineral fields. We have a roach over here that is clearing. Swann decides to build a blaster billy to help Abathur clear his expansion too. Next attack wave is over here. I can see sentries. Sentries mean that you're dealing with either Robo Reaver or Robo Colossus. In this case, this is a Robo Reaver composition, and combined with Avenger, it's not going to be fun. It's going to be relatively ugly. But there we go. We have a blaster billy over here also that is also clearing these mineral shields on this side. I think this has all been essentially cleared up. So that blaster billy was salvaged, and now it is being rebuilt again. This SCV is taking on this mineral shield on this side. This expansion has been cleared. The main rocks have been cleared, at least. The blaster billy is still working away on these gas rocks. And it's interesting actually that Swann has gone for the high-sec auto tracking upgrade, which increases the range of Swann's static defenses. So I believe they want to go for static defense build, or maybe use it for dealing with the mineral shields. I think they're probably going to try and fortify the position a little bit later. Yeah, okay, there we go. So yeah, he's going to go for a static defense build, and Abathur will be the one that will be clearing the Void Thrashers, which is okay. It's not my go-to way, especially because you have Avenger and Barrier. It's going to give Abathur a lot of trouble to just single-handedly clear the attack waves, but we'll see how they deal with it. That sentry is actually doing work there. It's healing up this adept, and it's kind of countering the laser drill, which is kind of funny. Eventually the adept will go down, but that was actually kind of funny. That sentry gave a lot more life to the Adept than it actually had. Okay, so there's the first hybrid that has spawned here. There's one Mutalisk, but that Mutalisk is not going to be enough to take out the hybrid, obviously. The hybrid does disable the one of the turrets. Combat drop comes down. We'll take out this hybrid now. And this Mutalisk actually gets out alive just in the nick of time. Now it's going to go and become a Leviathan. And with one ultimate evolution out for Abathur, he has a good amount of pushing power, and because he is up against a Robo Reaver composition, this Leviathan will be a little bit tankier, and it'll actually have a lot higher survivability in the mission because it's not going to be able to get targeted by the Reavers. First Void Thrasher does come out and instantly gets one shot by the Toxic Nests, so Void Thrasher go raw and instantly dies. Over here, as you can see, the sentry is actually doing a lot of work. These Adepts actually managed to survive just because that sentry is alive there. This Leviathan is actually doesn't seem to be interested in taking this out, but the Adepts do get lured into these Toxic Nests and get killed off, and out comes a Brutalisk. We have a bunch of Toxic Nests on this side. We have only one on here, so Abathur will have to manually detonate these nests to get a little bit more value out of it. Okay, now it goes down the rest of these Toxic Nests here. First attack wave does spawn on this side. Now you can see these Immortals over here. These Immortals do a lot of damage. You see the barrier, and the Immortal's barrier itself can actually make them really, really tanky. Concentrate Beam does go down, takes out a few of the Immortals, but you don't want an Immortal like that hitting the Temple. An Immortal like that hitting the Temple will take the Temple out very, very quickly, and this is why Avenger is relatively scary. But there are enough static defenses here on Swann's side to deal with the first attack wave. That is nowhere near enough. I think Swann needs to put in some siege tanks to just get that extra range, because the siege tanks and the splash damage is actually really, really good. We have a double attack wave. Let's look at this one first. So the Immortals are still over here. That's okay. They're able to break down these rocks, and now this thing is making a beeline for the Temple. I think this is making a beeline for the Temple. There are two hybrids over here. They end up disabling these two turrets. The SCVs go in to try and repair this side. This attack wave goes down. Hybrids on this side now. But yeah, these SCVs are keeping the missile turret alive. The thing is, there's another attack wave that is coming up here, and Abathur will probably need to go and help Swann deal with that. They have a few Goliaths now to try and help, but yeah, Mutalisks go down as well. Or take out the hybrid to be more precise. And there's another attack wave now on here. So these two Mutalisks are not going to be enough to deal with the attack wave. Combat drop goes down. Combat drop, it's taken out by this attack wave, and now there are a ton of Immortals here, and they're wailing on Abathur's base. But Abathur has his ultimate evolutions. Look at these Immortals' damage, just focus firing down this Brutalisk. They do a lot of damage to these Brutalisks. So the air component of Abathur's army is going to be the most critical part, and Abathur needs to get those units out. He does already have some Devourers, which is a good choice when dealing with a very strong air composition, but unfortunately, this is a ground comp, so he's going to need a lot more anti-ground defense here. Again, we have some static defenses down for Swann. Very nice concentrated beam, instantly one-shots this attack wave. But wait, there's more! So now this next phase of this attack is going to be coming up. Swann's turrets are also, like, if I may add, really, really good. So if you have air units and they walk into the spinning dizzies, they tend to get taken out very, very quickly. You can see over here, like, combined with Abathur's Mutalisks, DPS is actually really high. But you know, that Immortal is very, very scary. And once the Reavers and the Disruptors start coming out in this attack wave, Swann will be struggling a lot to deal with this. Void Thrasher spawns, but there are 2 Leviathans that are already there, and they take out this Void Thrasher. There's an attack wave, and here we go. Here are the Reavers, here are the Disruptors, and they are making their way towards Swann's base. I would really like to see Swann put in some siege tanks as well. Siege tanks have the splash damage, combined with the Maelstrom rounds upgrade. It does a lot of damage, and very, very useful. Reaver tries to panic, runs away, gets taken out by the air units over here. And as you can see, Abathur is actually transitioning from... I think he's completely transitioned from a ground army to an air army. And that means his air units are pretty much invincible. Like, you know, you do have a few scouts and you have some of the hybrids, but they are not going to be taking the damage from the Immortals, from the Disruptors, from the Reavers. So that'll be very, very good. Abathur is already ready here. First Protoss Warpin gets instantly wiped, and Swann is continuing to fortify this this position over here. Next Protoss Warpin over here. Few Immortals, but I'm actually not sure why the Flaming Betties are here. I think Blaster Billies would be a lot more useful for Swann. You know, you do need to have some of the Spinning Dizzies, but I think the Flaming Betties are not very very useful for this kind of composition, at least. Anyway, next Void Thrasher spawns over here, and Abathur is already ready to try and take out this Void Thrasher. Void Thrasher will go down, and this basically takes us into the middle of the mission. We're about halfway through now. Abathur, since he's here, decides to try and take out this this Sandstone. This Sandstone will also be taken out. So, extra value here for Abathur. Okay, there we go. Now we are seeing some siege tanks. Very nice here. So, yeah, just having a few siege tanks, you don't need to have a lot of siege tanks. Just having a few can help with the extra splash damage. Now there's an attack wave that's coming up on this side. We have 2 Vipers for Abathur, and Abathur will be. Not sure if he actually was able to cast a Parasite Bomb on this, but he is able to clear out this relatively easily. Again, next set of drops get taken out as well. There is another hybrid on this side. And the Leviathans now move over here to clean up this Sandstone here. This last Sandstone might be taken out towards the later stages of the mission whenever Abathur is in position. But yeah, more than enough army here to take out this this side. We have some science vessels and some Goliaths again. Yeah, see the siege tanks? These siege tanks are really nice. I would just move them like over here a little bit, because the airdrop can be taken care of by Abathur. So you're not really going to get dropped by anything if Abathur is, you know, paying attention. So moving these siege tanks over here, just so you can deal with the attack waves that come up from the mission, will make it a little bit easier. Abathur is moving down now to deal with this attack wave, and as you can see, this attack wave has... It can't really do anything against Abathur's air army. You have Immortals, you have Reavers, you have Disruptors. They all attack ground units, they don't really attack air. But you see, as soon as a hybrid dies, it gives out this Avenger stack, and these hybrids are massive right now. Concentrated Beam does go down, but again, the hybrids have a lot of HP, and it's just a battle of attrition right now. But there we go. Hybrid goes down, other hybrid goes down. Now we just have 1 or 2 max stack Avenger Immortals, and those things will be taken out by the drill anyway. Abathur is going to be ready for this next Void Thrasher here. Yeah, we have a good number of defenses on this side for Swann. A bunch of siege tanks over here. I think all should be good here now. Okay, now we have a drop coming up on this side. And this is normally where I'd use the Concentrated Beam to just clear up the drop here, so I don't have to try too hard in there. As you can see here, the siege tanks do have a lot of splash damage combined with the Blaster Billies, and they end up making short work of this drop attack here. Void Thrasher spawns, and Void Thrasher will go down very, very quickly. Okay, so what's happening over here is the Void Thrasher is actually picking up Avenger stacks. So, which is kind of funny because the attack wave spawned behind it and the Mutalisk de-aggroed. But the Mutalisk are going to be converted now into more Devourers, I believe? Yeah, they're being made into Devourers. Again, we have another bunch of hybrids over here. They'll be picking up Avenger stacks. This hybrid stacks are really, really massive. But, again, the spinning dizzies make short work of the war prisms and siege tanks, and the last abilities take care of the ground component of the army. And see, these immortals are pretty scary. They deal a lot of damage and they have a really high attack speed. So Abathur is over here and he's going to be taking out this Zenithstone in the meanwhile, and this one will be dealing with the enemy units in this side. And this should be the last drop in this mission. So the next phase is the double Void Thrashers, the double Void Thrasher phase, which means that we'll be getting 2 Void Thrashers on either side.
Our forces are under attack.
So Abathur is getting into position here to deal with this Void Thrasher. And there'll be another Void Thrasher that is spawning up on this side as well. So Abathur is cleaning up now. It's, I would say it's a little bit too late to clear the mission now. It would have been a little bit easier if they were to clear this in the early stages of the game, but that's okay. We have a double Void Thrasher spawn on this side, so there will be a double attack wave as well, and I'll try and cover both sides. So let's start with this side first. Attack wave just gets completely wiped by Abathur's air army. His air army is really strong now, so he doesn't really have any problems dealing with enemy units. Over here, this ground force is actually being slowed down in terms of like movement because of the sheer number of toxic nests that are there. Unfortunately, what's happening is they're picking up Avenger stacks as they keep walking through these nests. So now you have a 10 stack of Avenger Immortal, and Swann is going to try and deal with that. That turret instantly goes down. That other turret also goes down. But Abathur's Mulists are now in position to clear this side. And Swann is sending his Goliath army with his science vessels to clean up this Void Thrasher. Unfortunately, there is an attack wave that will be also spawning on the bottom lane, and there is nobody over there to deal with that. Look how massive that Thrasher is, because he just picked up 10 Avenger stacks like instantly. And this Void Thrasher has like 10,000 shield, 8,000 HP. It is a very tanky Void Thrasher. This side is completely okay. This side, on the other hand, there is nothing to defend on here, which means that these turrets are all by themselves. They will do okay until the Avenger stacks start being given out by the hybrids, and then the Immortals will start getting really nasty. So the armies will need to move forward. They are making their way across here now. Abathur gets here first, and he's able to clean up the rest of these Fish hybrids. There should be another attack wave that will be spawning as well. Okay, there we go. So we have another attack wave here, another attack wave here. This is a triple attack wave, and we will try and cover each side together. Here is just getting vision. This side goes down relatively quickly. This side slams into the turrets over here for Swann, and this side as well slams into the turrets here for Swann. Swann has essentially cleared out this side. This side is just getting hammered by the sheer number of Reavers and Immortals. So Swann will be struggling a little bit to deal with this. But Abathur now is in position, so he's able to help clean up what's left of this attack wave. And that should be the last attack wave of this mission. So the temple has been defended, 2,500 HP left, very solid considering the mutators that were active. And that is GG.